Red dust covered the ground. Smoke rose into the sky. The sound of gunfire had stopped. Cadet Lena Cross lay face down in the dirt. Her helmet was cracked. Her arm was bleeding. Around her, the battlefield was silent. The rest of her team was gone. She didn't move. Not yet. A low alarm buzzed in her broken earpiece. A voice repeated in a soft, robotic tone. Unit Alpha 7 status. No response. Mission failed. Lena opened her eyes. Pain shot through her head. She coughed. Blood touched her lips. She remembered the attack. It came fast. The Kalari, tall alien creatures with bone armor and glowing weapons, had ambushed them during patrol. Her commander shouted orders. Her teammates fought back, but they were outnumbered. One by one, they fell. Lena was the youngest, the smallest. She had frozen when the first Kalari charged. Her weapon slipped from her hands. She ran. Then, a blast. Darkness. Now she was awake, and everything had changed. She slowly pushed herself up. Her hands trembled. Her fingers touched something, warm and sticky. Blood. Her own, and someone else's. She looked around. Bodies were scattered, human and alien. A strange feeling crawled through her body. Her heartbeat was faster, but her breathing was calm. Her eyes scanned everything with sharp focus. "What happened to me?" she whispered. She stood up. Her right arm felt heavy. She looked down and froze. Something was inside her arm, glowing, metallic, alien. Her skin was torn near the elbow, and black wires had wrapped around her veins. The alien tech pulsed with soft red light. It didn't hurt, but it felt alive. She remembered falling. She had landed on something during the blast, a Kalari device. Now somehow it was inside her. The ground shook. Lena dropped flat, crawling, behind a burnt-out rover. She listened. Voices, not human. The clicking sound of the Kalari language. "They're still here," she said, her voice dry. The Kalari were searching. Maybe for survivors. Maybe for her. She looked at her sidearm. Empty. Useless. Then she saw it. A rifle lying next to a fallen soldier. She moved quickly, silent like a shadow. Picked it up. Checked it. Loaded. She was trained for this. But training never felt real. Now, with blood on her hands and death in the air, everything was different. She wasn't just scared. She was angry. They killed her team. They left her for dead. Now she was alone, but not weak. She moved through the wreckage, every step careful. Her ears caught every sound, a drop of oil, a footstep, a breath. The alien tech in her arm pulsed again. She touched it, but it didn't hurt. It was like it was helping her, giving her strength. She found Sergeant Delacruz. His body was half covered in rubble. His eyes were open, but still. Lena knelt beside him. "I'm sorry, sir," she whispered. She closed his eyes. Then she took his combat knife, cleaned it, kept it. She heard another sound, a whimper. She turned fast, rifle ready. It was Corporal Reed, barely alive. His leg was broken and his chest was bleeding. "Lena," he gasped. "Shh," she said, crawling to him. "I've got you." "They were looking for you," he whispered. "Not us, just you." "What? Why me?" Reed coughed, blood staining his lips. "They knew you'd touch it. The device, they planted it. This was never a mission. It was a test." "What are you talking about?" "Run," he said, "before they take you." His head dropped. Still. Lena froze. Her mind raced. This wasn't a random attack. They wanted her to fall, to touch that alien device, to become this. She looked at her arm again. The glow was brighter now, and inside her a fire was growing. She wasn't just a cadet anymore. She stood slowly, the rifle steady in her hands, her back straight, her eyes cold. Somewhere in the smoke, Kalari voices called out. They were coming closer. Lena didn't run. She waited. Then she moved into the shadows. Silent. Deadly. She had fallen. But now, she was awake. Smoke curled into the sky. The wind blew dust across the ruins. Somewhere in the shadows, Lena Cross moved like a ghost. She was no longer a cadet. Not in her mind. Not after what she saw. Not after what she felt. Her body was still sore. Her uniform torn. But her movements were sharp, quiet, controlled. She gripped the stolen rifle tight. Her eyes scanned everything. No fear, just focus. The alien tech in her arm pulsed again, soft red light under her skin. It didn't burn. It didn't hurt. But it felt alive. Lena didn't understand it yet, but it understood her. Flashback. Earth. 3 weeks ago, a row of cadets stood in line, backs straight, eyes forward. Lena stood at the end, the shortest, the quietest. Always picked last. Always told she was not combat material. Her commander's voice echoed, "Cadet Cross. You're weak, you overthink, you freeze. That gets people killed." She had no answer. Just silence. Back then, she believed them. Now, she didn't. Back to present. Alien planet. She moved through the battlefield wreckage, her steps careful. She found a broken mirror in a half-buried supply crate. She looked at herself. Her face was bruised, her lip cut, her helmet missing. But it was her eyes that changed. There was fire in them now. She didn't recognize that fire, but she liked it. In the distance, she heard a strange sound, high-pitched, clicking. Kalari scouts. They were hunting, still looking for her. She climbed a hill of wreckage and lay flat. She watched them from above. 3 aliens, light armor, comms gear. One of them held a scanner, and it beeped. It was tracking something. Her. The red light in her arm pulsed faster. Her fingers twitched. A whisper filled her head. Not a voice exactly, but a feeling. Strike. Now. Lena blinked. Was it the tech? Her own thoughts? She didn't know. But she listened. She moved fast, quiet as wind, down the slope into the smoke. She circled behind the scouts. She pulled the knife from her belt, Sergeant Dela Cruz's blade. Her hand was steady. The first alien didn't hear her coming. She drove the blade in, clean, silent. The body dropped with a heavy thud. The other 2 turned, weapons raised, too late. Lena fired twice. One dropped. The other ran. She chased him. No hesitation. No fear. The scout ran into a broken ship hull. He turned to shoot. But Lena was already there. She tackled him hard. He hit the wall, dropped his gun. Lena pinned him down, blade to throat, but she paused. She looked into its eyes, yellow, reptilian, full of confusion. This one wasn't a soldier. It was a tech. She spoke, voice cold. "Why me? Why did you want me?" The alien hissed. Its translator clicked on. "You are the match, the one who bonds. Your kind was tested. Only you reacted." "Tested? You used my team as bait." The alien's eyes blinked slowly. "You are the fire we feared. The fire we wanted. You are the weapon." Lena stared. Her fingers tightened on the knife. She should kill him. She wanted to. But instead, she stood. Let him crawl away, broken. She stepped out into the red dusk, the wind hitting her face. So that was the truth. They hadn't attacked for conquest. Not for resources, they came for her. They had planned this, planted that alien device, waited for her to fall on it. But they made one mistake. They thought she would stay down. Lena looked at her arm. The red light now glowed like flame. Her voice was a whisper, meant for no one but herself. "You wanted fire." She looked at the distant Kalari ship rising in the sky. "Now you'll burn with it." The sun was gone. Now the night ruled the battlefield. Red mist drifted across the broken land. Metal wrecks and dead bodies made shadows in the dark, and somewhere in that darkness, Lena Cross was moving, not running, not hiding. She was hunting. The rifle was strapped to her back. She held the knife now, close, quiet, deadly. The alien device in her arm glowed brighter with each hour. It didn't just give her strength, it was giving her focus, clear mind, fast thoughts. No fear. Her body moved with new purpose. No wasted motion, like a predator. She found fresh tracks, Kalari boots, 3 of them. Light patrol. She followed them, fast, silent. A voice in her head whispered, "Close, weak, take them." Lena didn't argue. She felt the same. Flashback. Training room? Earth Lena faced off against a bigger cadet. A sparring match. She dodged, blocked, took hits. She lost, again. Her trainer shook his head. "You think too much. You wait too long. That'll get you killed." Lena had believed him. Not anymore. Back to present. Alien planet, she dropped low. In the dust as voices echoed nearby, the 3 Kalari scouts were speaking, arguing, scared. They had seen the bodies. They knew someone was hunting them, but they didn't know who. Lena moved in, close enough to hear. One alien said, "It was a test, not war. She was never supposed to survive." Another, "She's bonded. The tech chose her. Now she's wrong." The third, "She's just a human, a weak one." That was the last thing he ever said. Lena struck from the dark. One scout went down with a silent cut to the throat. The other 2 spun around, fired. She was already gone, into the smoke. She moved fast, used cover, flanked them. A blast hit. Her shoulder, burned but didn't stop her. She gritted her teeth, aimed, and fired twice. One scout fell. The other dropped his weapon and ran. Lena followed. The chase was fast and brutal. They ran through the remains of a downed shuttle. Broken. Glass. Twisted steel. The Kalari tripped, rolled, looked back, saw Lena walking through the wreckage. Her face was calm. "Cold," he begged. "Don't, please." "We were ordered." Lena raised her rifle, then stopped. The glow in her arm shifted. Another presence. Nearby. Not alien. Human. She turned. Someone was watching her. A blinking light. A beacon. She moved toward it. Fast. Found a body, barely alive. It was Private Keller, her teammate, breathing but weak. Lena dropped beside him. "Cross?" he whispered. "You're still here?" She nodded. He looked at her arm. Eyes wide, afraid. What happened to you?" "They changed me," she said. "Or maybe they just woke me up." Keller coughed, blood on his lips. "They said this tech was meant to kill, not bond. It didn't kill me. Then it chose you." Lena stood up. Above them, the sky lit up. Alien ships moving. Reinforcements. They were coming back. Bigger force. Full hunt. But this time she wasn't running. She looked down at her old teammate. "Can you move?" "No," Keller said. "But I can still fire a gun. Give me one." She handed him the second rifle. "You're not safe here," he said. Lena smiled. "I'm not hiding anymore." She walked away from the firelight, back into the dark. But this time, the dark followed her. The hunt had begun. Only now. The Kalari were the prey. The night sky burned with alien light. Kalari ships circled, above like vultures, but on the ground, one human was still moving. Lena Cross. Blood on her face. Fire in her eyes. She had hunted 3 Kalari scouts and left one alive. On purpose. Let them tell the others. Let them know who was coming. Lena crouched beside a broken transmitter tower. Her fingers moved fast, fixing wires, rerouting signals. She didn't know how. But the tech in her arm did. It guided her hand like instinct. "You are bonded." It whispered in her mind. You are the key. The screen flickered to life. An alien interface, symbols, maps, enemy locations. She smiled. Behind her, footsteps crunched on the rocks. It was Private Keller, limping, but alive. He held his rifle tight, watched her work. That thing in your arm, he said. It's changing. You. Lena didn't look up. It's helping me survive. No. It's more than that. She finally turned. What do you know? He sat down with a groan. I heard them talking. Back at the drop site, before the ambush, the officers weren't surprised. Lena stared. They knew, he said. This wasn't a recon mission. It was a test. Flashback. Earth, top secret briefing. A group of generals stood around a glowing table. One tapped a file. Project Nova Blood. She's the best candidate, he said. Half human, half adapted. Her DNA matches the alien code. If she bonds, we get the weapon. If she dies, we bury the story. Another general leaned forward. She can never know. Back to present. Alien planet Lena's breath grew colder. They sent me out there to die. Keller nodded. The tech was planted. They wanted it to attach to someone with your DNA. And when it worked, Lena said, they left me behind. Because now, Keller said, you're dangerous. To everyone. Lena stood up, her face calm but burning. I'm done being used. She pointed to the map on the screen. This, she said, is their forward base. That's where the Kalari commander is hiding. And that's where the device came from. You're not going there alone. I already am. Keller looked at her. This was not the cadet he knew. She had fallen in battle. But something rose in her place, a weapon with a heartbeat. Later, Lena stood on a ridge looking down at the Kalari base. She had one rifle, one knife, and alien fire flowing through her blood. She whispered, they called me weak. They used me. But now, her arm pulsed. A red glow lit her face. I'll show them what I've become. End of Part 4, The Secret Weapon. Let me know when you're ready for Part 5, The Trap, where Lena flips the game and begins dismantling the enemy from the shadows, also available on request. Background music cue suggestions, voiceover pacing. Seconds per line, thumbnail text scene ideas. Alternate titles for SEO optimization on YouTube. The message Lena Cross sent did not go unanswered. In less than 24 hours, the galaxy reacted, and none of it was good. In orbit above the planet, a stealth ship appeared. No lights, no ID, no warning. Inside, a strike team suited up. Not aliens, humans. Special operations, silent killers. One of them checked a tablet. Lena's face was on the screen. Target marked, eliminate. Commander said, she went rogue, she talks, we silence her. On a distant Kalari, Moonalian leaders gathered in shadows. She holds the key, one hissed. The old weapon now lives in her. Another added, capture her alive, harvest the code, end her after. Back on the planet, Lena Cross sat in a ruined bunker, her body still healing, her thoughts racing. The tech inside her had grown quiet, but she knew it was watching, listening, learning. Keller patched an old sensor. Something's coming, he said. She already knew. Suddenly, the alarm buzzed. Motion, fast, coming from two directions. Lena looked through her scope. Two ships, one human, one alien. She stood up slowly. They're not coming to talk. Flashback. Earth base. Secret lab scientists argued around glowing test tubes. One shouted, she's the perfect match, but she's unstable. Another said, it's not her, it's the tech. It's rewriting her DNA. The general just watched in silence, then said, send the kill team. Make it look like a Kalari strike. Back to present. Planet surface. The first team landed. Human black ops fast. Trained, deadly. They moved through the trees like ghosts. Lena waited. Gun in hand. No fear in her eyes. The second team arrived, Kalari hunters with stun rods and nets. They weren't there to kill. They wanted to take her, live. She wasn't going to let anyone win. Gunfire exploded, smoke filled the forest, humans clashed with aliens, both trying to reach Lena first. She moved through the chaos like a shadow. Fast, precise. One soldier raised his gun. She dropped him. An alien aimed his net. She shot the launcher from his hand. Then the leader of the human team found her, face hidden behind black armor. "You're coming with us, Cross." She raised her rifle. "No, I'm not." He stepped forward. "We trained you. We built you. We own you." Lena's eyes glowed. Not anymore. They fought. Close. Brutal. Silent. She took hits, but hit back harder. When it ended, he was on the ground, and Lena was standing barely breathing. More enemies closed in. Keller's voice crackled through the comm. "You can't win this. You need to run." Lena looked up at the stars. Ships moving. More coming. She whispered, "Not yet." One more move. She ran to the wreck of a Kalari shuttle. Powered down but not dead. The tech in her arm synced instantly. She activated it, launched into the sky. As the forest burned behind her, the galaxy watched the girl they tried to kill. And now they feared what she might become. The stars stretched out like fire. The stolen Kalari shuttle ripped through the atmosphere, rising fast. Inside, Lena Cross sat in silence, eyes closed, hands trembling, but the fire in her blood had never burned brighter. She wasn't just a cadet now, not just a survivor. She was something new, something Earth tried to kill, something the Kalari tried to control, and now she would answer none of them. The tech in her arm pulsed, a new voice whispered, stronger now, more hers than ever. "You are ready. Choose your path." She looked out the window, stars, signals, enemies, and opportunity. Flashback, Earth Command. Center screens flashed red. An officer yelled, "She escaped! She's in the void!" A general slammed the desk. She was a tool, not a leader. Another whispered, "She's more than that now. She's a symbol." The room fell silent. Deep space. Pirate station smugglers and mercs watched her message again. A girl, covered in ash and blood, saying one line, "You wanted a weapon. Now you have one." A captain leaned back in his chair. "I'd follow her." Kalari, Deep Council alien leaders argued. "She has our tech." "No," one hissed. "We stole it from her kind. She must be destroyed." Another shook his head. "No. She must be understood." Back to Lena. In orbit. The stolen ship drifted. Between moons. Lena patched into a hidden satellite array. Her eyes glowed red and blue. One final message. One last warning. She looked into the camera. Calm. Clear. Unstoppable. "This is Lena Cross. Nova blood. First of my kind. You all lied. You all killed. You all hunted me. But I'm still here. And now, I'm not hiding. To Earth. I know your secrets. I'll burn them down. To the Kalari. I broke your best. I'll break your worst. To everyone else watching. I'm not your enemy. Unless you make me one." She ended the signal. The universe was silent. For now. Keller's voice buzzed through. The comm. "Where are we going, Cross?" she answered without pause. "Where they can't follow. Where I build what they feared. A rebellion. A future. A war they can't stop." And as the stars opened before her, Lena, Cross and Nova blood and vanished into legend. But one thing was clear. Humanity didn't fall first. It rose last, and it rose hard. The Kalari base was built into the rocks, hidden, armored, alive with movement. Drones scanned the skies. Guards patrolled the cliffs. Alien lights blinked in strange patterns. But they didn't see Lena Cross watching from the shadows. She lay still, pressed into the dirt, heartbeat slow. The alien tech in her arm pulsed with energy. It helped her see patterns, numbers, weak points. Her mind was clear now, sharper than ever before. She wasn't rushing in, she was setting a trap. Flashback. Training camp. A group of cadets circled around Lena. Laughing. "You're too small, too soft. You don't belong here." She had walked away, silent, not weak, just waiting. Back to present. Alien planet Lena crawled through the dust and ash. She planted small explosives near a drone tower, took out a power line, disabled a sensor. No alarms, no sounds. The Kalari had no idea she was already inside the wire. In her mind, the tech whispered, "Trigger point reached. Collapse begins." She smiled. She moved to the next phase. Inside the base, the Kalari commander, a tall one with armor made of bone and glass, stood before a glowing map. An officer hissed, "The human girl is alive. She killed our scouts." The commander slammed his clawed hand onto the table. "She was chosen. The device chose her. We must destroy her before it completes the bond." "But she's one of them." "No," the commander growled. "She's something else now." Suddenly, boom. The outer sensor tower exploded in flames. Then, boom, boom. 2 drones fell from the sky. Panic spread. Sirens screamed. Lena's trap had worked. Guards ran to the outer gate. Too late. Lena dropped from the cliffs above, moving. Like smoke and fire, 1 down, 2 down, 3. The 4th tried to run, she threw her knife. Clean hit. He fell. She entered the base through a side hatch. Smoke filled the halls. Her glowing arm lit the path. The tech whispered instructions in her ear. Room 3B. Armory. Room 4C. Command hub. Room 5E. The origin core. She had a choice. She went for the core. She ran through the base, gun ready, heart steady. Alien soldiers tried to stop her. Didn't matter. She moved too fast. Shot too true. She wasn't just fighting back, she was taking control. At the heart of the base, she found it. A glowing crystal machine floating in magnetic fields. It pulsed in sync with her arm, the origin of the tech. The first device. She stepped forward, reached out, and it spoke. Not with words, but with vision. Flashback. Vision unknown. Planet Lena saw humans and Kalari fighting side by side. Long ago. A hidden war, a shared weapon, a failed alliance. Then betrayal. The Kalari stole the tech, tried to use it, it rejected them, it wanted someone else, someone like her. Back to present. Lena opened her eyes. Tears mixed with blood on her face. She knew now. This tech was never alien. It was human. Lost in time. Hidden. Buried. And now, it had come home. Footsteps echoed behind her. The Kalari commander entered, tall and angry. "You don't understand. What's inside you?" he growled. "I understand enough," she said. "You're becoming a weapon," he hissed. "No," Lena whispered. "I am the weapon." And with one touch, she overloaded the core. Lights exploded. Sirens screamed. The base shook. Systems failed. Lena vanished into the smoke, her trap complete. The Kalari base burned behind her. Black smoke rose into the sky. The explosions, still, echoed in the hills. And Lena Cross walked through the wreckage like a storm had passed. But she was the storm. Her arm glowed brighter than ever. Each step felt stronger. The pain was gone, replaced by something else. Not just power, purpose. Behind her, Private Keller followed, wounded but alive. He had seen what she did. One woman, against an alien base. And she won. They reached the old comm tower. One of the few systems Lena hadn't. Destroyed. She climbed the ladder, plugged in the last power cell. The screen flickered. A static buzz filled the air. She began recording. Her face appeared in the monitor. Bloody, burned, unbroken, her voice calm, steady, cold. "This is Cadet Lena Cross, or what's left of her. To command, to Earth, to whoever is listening. You sent us out here as bait. You lied about the mission. Lied about the Kalari, lied about the tech. You wanted a weapon. Well, now you have one. Flashback. Earth War Room. The generals watched her face appear on the screen. They, stood in silence. One whispered, "She survived?" Another, "She bonded with it?" A third, "She wasn't supposed to make it out alive." Back to planet. Tower Lena stared straight into the camera. "I know what I am now. I'm the first to bond with your forgotten tech, but I won't be the last. You used me, left me behind, let my team die. So here's my message to Earth." She leaned in closer, her eyes glowing red. "You better pray I never come back." She hit send. The message went out, deep into space, bouncing off satellites across military channels, even through pirate networks. Within minutes, it was everywhere. Earth Command tried to shut it down, too late. Soldiers, civilians, rebels, alien watchers, they all saw the girl who survived, who evolved, and some of them were listening. Back at the base, Keller looked up at her. "You just declared war." Lena didn't blink. "No," she said. "I just told the truth." Above them, in orbit, a Kalari scout ship picked up the signal too. The alien commander watched. The message play, he turned to his crew. "Send word to the others, she's not just human anymore. She's a Nova blood,